Welcome back. All right, it's war. So, yeah, this series, I don't know that it's gonna go much further than this, but this is a war, and I don't know where you go from here. I honestly don't. I'll just put that there, a little dash. But yeah, so Tampa Bay comes out of this one with the victory, but at what cost? And so here we go. Vasilevsky versus Bobrovsky. Goaltending is going to be a discussion again. I think the discussion really is Florida's defense. I really, really do. I don't think that Florida's defense showed the ability to cut off these offensive opportunities for the Tampa Bay Lightning with any regularity today. Panthers got off to a good start. They had a really good game. That's the sad part if you're a Panthers fan. They had a good game. Yandle the scratch again. I would think he goes into the next game. You've got to generate more offense. You got to be ready to outscore them. So I think Yandle goes in next game. Huberdeau and Gord unfriendly at the 2-minute and 23-second mark. So yeah, and then more unfriendliness would happen later. But before that, Cirelli scores from Killorn and Chernak at 3 minutes. Killorn had a great game today. But that's the thing. Like, the Panthers are playing well, and then the puck goes the other way, and it's in. It's a breakaway goal. The Panthers didn't pick up Cirelli at all. I watched that replay, and I'm like, okay, you got 3 over here, you got 2. Why did the C's part, and Cirelli goes through the middle and gets himself a goal? So that's the first shot. It's a goal. I can't blame Bobrovsky on that, right? And that was during the 4-on-4. Panthers then press. Vasilevsky, no daylight. The shots were 5-1 in favor of the Panthers 6 minutes in. Again, they were playing really well, but they're trailing. And then Yanni Gord scores from Sergachev and Kucherov at 7:24. That was the third shot. So again, if you're just looking at the stats, you go, wow, 2 goals on 3 shots. Bobrovsky doesn't have it today. But Cirelli's is a breakaway goal. Gord's is a perfect deflection, where the puck would have gone wide, but he deflects it in. So you can look at that and think, all right, so maybe the defenseman should have taken better care of Yanni Gord's stick in front of the net, but it's in. And that was a good shift. Good shift by Tampa. Probably their first good shift they had during the game, and they're up 2-0. Florida, good start. They end up with a power play. They do score on that power play. It's Huberdeau scoring from Hornquist and Bennett, and that's at 8:49. So that's less than a minute and a half after Tampa's made it 2-1. Or 2-0, it becomes 2-1. Vasilevsky then stopped a Montour chance as the Panthers were seeking the tie. And we've seen these dramatic shifts in this series where one team looks great and then the play goes the other way and then goes back. And so it's not unfathomable that a team gets out to a 2-0 lead, Tampa Bay at home, and then loses it 4-3 or something along those lines, right? Shots were 9-4 in favor of the Panthers with 9 minutes left. So again, playing very well. Vasilevsky then denies Marchment. Palat deflects one wide at the other end of the ice. The Panthers would press again after that. The Bolts weren't getting any lasting pressure. I can't overstate this. The Bolts look kind of flat, and yet they're ahead. The Bolts couldn't get more than 1 or 2 passes in any sequence, and yet they're ahead. So, great period for Florida, and I write that, and then Palat scores from Chernak and Kucherov at 16:45. That is the 6th shot for Tampa. And what was it? It's another perfect deflection. I cannot fault Bobrovsky on any of the goals in the first period. I understand that people are going to comment below this video about you get $10 million and you don't get goaltending. They don't have the defense right now. And maybe it's because Ekblad's out. Maybe it's the system that Quenneville's got going just isn't working for the team. But whatever it is, this is 3-1 against them, even though they're out shooting Tampa Bay to this stage of the game. No breaks for them. No breaks for Florida. Bolts making the most of their few chances. And that was really it. They weren't getting many chances, but when they got them, they went in. Dangerous chance for Stamkos. That was defended. Panthers get one through Vasilevsky, but is cleared out by the defense behind him. So after one period, it's 3-1 Tampa. In a period where they're outshot by more than 2-1, they're ahead. Second period, Verhaeghe fires one wide, pressed by the Panthers. Break the other way. Point was denied, and it was Bobrovsky's best stretch of play. But the Bolts would draw a power play during their pressure, and they score on it. And it's Killorn continuing what was a great game for him from Kucherov and Hedman at 5:41. But Killorn just basically shovels it in. It was a fantastic pass from Kucherov, and he's already at 3 assists. And he's not even all that visible in this game, and he's already got 3 assists. The Bolts 6 for 11 in the series with that goal on the power play. Marchment then tries to answer. Vasilevsky makes the save, and then guess who scores next? It's Killorn again from Stamkos and Cirelli at 7:15. And it was a harmless-looking play. It was one of those plays that's just going back and forth, and you go, oh, that's in the net. Okay, so Killorn gets that one. And that's the end of the day, because it's not nighttime, the end of the day for Bobrovsky, and in goes Drieger. So with Drieger in net, Montour tries to answer. Things get kind of scrummy. Panthers get the power play. It's right around here things get ugly. 13 seconds later, it becomes 4-on-4, and then seconds after that, it becomes a 4-on-3 for the Panthers. Tampa Bay was not disciplined in the second period of this game, and then in the third, both teams threw discipline right out the window. So yeah, as a 4-on-3, getting kind of rough. Penalty kill saves by Vasilevsky. We get another scrum. We end up going to 5-on-5. No harm, no foul done there. Vasilevsky stealing it. Panthers were net crashing. There was matching penalties. We go back to a 4-on-4. Then Tampa Bay takes another penalty. Bennett's shots weren't getting through. Vasilevsky then poke-checked him when he got close enough after that. Bolts take another penalty as Sergachev goes to the box. So we get a shorthanded chance for Killorn. That was saved. And then finally, you take so many penalties against Florida, they will score, and they do. It's Verhaeghe on the power play from Barkov and Huberdeau at 18:45. So that makes it 5-2. Nice backhand goal. Weegar then checked Kucherov into Drieger. Weegar checks Kucherov into his own goaltender. Both Drieger and Kucherov, they collided kind of awkwardly, so they were both down on the play. Drieger stays in the game. Kucherov was okay. Kucherov gets a penalty for goalie interference. That's the one where I went, what? And you can see Kucherov shaking his head, probably in part because he just collided heads with a goaltender wearing the mask. But just, yeah, so we start the third period. Ref, you suck chants are going off at the start of the third. I can't prove that the fans were chanting it throughout the whole time in between the second and third, but it wouldn't surprise me. The Bolts would complete the kill. Tampa Bay then had a 2-on-1 that was defended, but Tampa comes out of it with a power play. And on that power play, they score. It's Kucherov from Stamkos and Killorn. And I spelled it Killord, because of course I did. Haven't done that all season. I do it here. So Killorn. So for Killorn, that's, let's see, 1 assist, 2 assists, 2 goals. So 4 points for Killorn, 4 points for Kucherov. It's the third time in his career that he's had 4 points in a game. And this time he's the recipient of a great pass. Stamkos, absolutely fantastic pass over to Kucherov. Tippett would then try to answer. But the sixth goal seemed to take Florida out of it. Florida had been excellent through the first 2 periods. That sixth goal in the third period just seemed to kind of sap the offensive energy out of them. So Ruda takes a penalty. Panthers get their 7th power play. That was a dangerous cross-check by Ruda. So agree with that one. Post then for Wenberg. They've pulled the goaltender to go 6-on-4 with 11 minutes left, because why not? I mean, you're trying to avoid going down 3-1. You're down by 4 goals, sure. Vasilevsky denies Bennett. Chernak gets hurt. Hornquist ends up going to the box. So Hornquist ends up with the penalty on Chernak. Chernak had cross-checked him before that. Referees will always call the retaliation. This is a truth that goes back to the 80s. I'm old, I remember. So that's, yeah, Hornquist wasn't happy about it either. The parade continues. And then Kucherov was down. And they showed on the replay that Duclair, after the puck's gone, he just 2-hand slashes him to the back of the knee where you don't have any padding. Kucherov was down, did not return to the game that I saw. So he was resisting going down the tunnel. He wanted to stay on the bench, but he wasn't on the game for the power play that got after that. So, yeah, Duclair ends up getting 2 minutes for that, and I thought, is somebody going to challenge him to a fight? They didn't. But again, we'll see what happens in the next game. As soon as I saw that, I thought that's the kind of slash that normally gets a fine out of the NHL. It's not suspension, but normally you'll see a fine on a slash like that. Frustrated Florida Panthers in this game. And there was so much back and forth going on that it is possible that Kucherov had done something in a scrum involving Duclair, and so Duclair remembers they're down 6-2, and he delivers a slash. That is quite possible. We end up with a 5-on-3 for a minute and 2 seconds as a result of that. Duclair, I thought, might have been challenged to a fight when he got out of the box. He didn't. Hornquist gets out of the box. He's the first one that got the penalty, of course. He was upset then that he felt he was penalized when he was out penalty killing after that. And he was probably still upset about the penalty he got for his retaliation. So, yeah. Very emotional player. And then Hornquist blasted Sergachev into the boards. Just absolutely flattened him. It wasn't from the back, it was from the side, but it was kind of interference. The interesting thing is, referees right there sees the hit, didn't call anything at the time, at least his arm wasn't up, but it looks like they threw Hornquist out of the game. And it may very well have been this guy's too upset, something's going to happen that's going to be worse than this, and so we're getting him out before this gets worse. But Sergachev, it looked like he hurt his shoulder because he crashed into the boards really heavily. So, wow, this game, I tell you, normally when a game's 6-2, you go, well, all right, this game's kind of done. This one was not done. There's so much going on after the whistles or causing the whistles that, yeah, not done. And so there was no power play on that, so I'm thinking 10-minute misconduct just to try to, turn down the volume a little bit. There was a brawl with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left. The refs then take a while to figure out who's getting a penalty for what, because the brawl we saw coming. The Bolts come out of it with a power play. Kucherov not on the ice since that Duclair slash, and he didn't end up being out on that power play either that I saw. So the final score is 6-2 in favor of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They go up 3-1. Who knows whether or not Kucherov's hurt, Sergachev's hurt. Yeah, this was something. The shots 15-7 in the first in favor of Florida, 19-11 Florida in the second, and in the third, Tampa Bay outshoots them 8-7. Final shots 41-26 for Florida. Power plays 2 for 7 for the Panthers, 2 for 5 for Tampa. Hits 37-33 in favor of Florida. Block shots only 12-6 in favor of Tampa, so not a lot of shot blocking going on. Bobrovsky saves 9 out of 14. Again, I expect the complaints about his goaltending and his contract, but that was the defense and just great goals by Tampa. Drieger saves 11 out of 12 in relief. I guess he'll start the next game. Your guess is as good as mine. And Vasilevsky saves 39 out of 41 in the victory. Vasilevsky, in and amongst everything else that went on, had a fantastic game. So there you go. Tampa gets a chance to try to eliminate them in Florida. That crowd's going to be electric. That game could be something to watch. So let me know your thoughts regarding this game in the comments section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.